been a while. I'm in the middle of studying my semester, and also I'm just wondering, how do you guys spend your new year? The places where you went, what you felt, and how does it feel to be back at school, at university, and at work? I actually have some story about how I spent my new year. I literally went to this waterfall really close to my holiday home, and I daringly brought my camera with me. And I'm not even sure if it's like it can withstand some water. I mean, I went to the waterfall and I took a picture up close. I'm playing tourist right now, and I've lived here for like 3 years, and I still haven't got to visit this Palace of Holyrood. And it's really stunning, and the weather here, it's pretty sunny, but like it doesn't look as warm as it is. Usually, that's always been the rule. Like, if there's sun, it's bound to be cold. And when I got back to my flat, after like spending just 10 days back in my home country, I received the highly anticipated election envelope. I haven't even opened it yet. I'm just so excited but anxious at the same time. It's really interesting. It's gonna be an interesting year. The election is on the 14th of February, and there are a lot of Indonesians in the UK. It's like a top destination for studies and work. So there are 3 ways for you to be able to participate in this general election. Number 1 is if you go to London and vote there, or Manchester. And I use the 3rd option, by post. And about the election, I just feel so frustrated because every inch of the city right now, Jakarta, is polluted with party flags and candidates' posters. It's really annoying. It kind of shows that these candidates do not trust the power of the internet. Like, they don't endorse themselves and they don't grow following just so they can showcase themselves as the candidate they should choose. It's really annoying. Like, look at my view right now. So the reasons why I'm so excited for this general election is this is gonna be my first time I'm voting on my behalf. This is my 2nd time. The last time I did was in 2019, but it was me using my grandmother's right to vote. It's just me helping her, and that's number 1. The second one is this is gonna be so interesting because of the candidates, like who they are, their track record, their past, how they govern their constituencies, and also how they got to this point. Because there's this one controversial vice president candidate who is kind of using his family's influence to be where he is now. And I'm not a supporter of number 1 or 3 or 2. I'm not stating that, but yeah, it's really interesting. And third, obviously, is because I'm voting from abroad. This is gonna be hard for me because, for one, if none of the candidates are getting through 50% later, during this February round, then there's gonna be a second round. It's gonna be hard for me to choose when I'm going home. So when I went back to Indonesia, I also embarked on a trip to Bandung in the most trendy way, and that is by using the new Indonesian bullet train. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Yes, yeah. There's another like way for people to remember things, to remember your experience with whoosh. That's such an unforgettable way to remind people. So yes, it was from Halim, the nearest station to my house, to Bandung. And that's like the only destination they have because it's like really, really brand new. And so it's just 3 stops, excluding Halim. And it really saved tons of time because if you were to go from Jakarta to Bandung by car, it's going to take 2 to 3 hours. And using this, it's just gonna take 40-ish minutes. And a lot of people do interesting stuff in the train, as in like testing the shakiness of things. Like they put a coin onto the mirror at the window thingy and test if it would fall or something. And the maximum speed is 350 kilometers per hour. Yeah, it's really impressive. And the view is also, I underestimated it. So as an economics student, I just want to think about how they did with funding, and it turns out 60% of it, total of $7.2 billion, and 60% of it funded by the Indonesian government, and the remaining is the Chinese government. It's not a collaboration. We're using Chinese technology to build an Indonesian bullet train. And yes, 60% of it, 60% of 7.2 billion, and 25% of it is going to be paid from Indonesian money, like not loan, but the rest of it is from the Chinese development bank. And which raises the question, our president really knows how to build things. That's why he's being called the father of infrastructure. But again, he knows what a debt is, but I don't think he knows what a sustainable debt is.